What's going on YouTube? This is Redline Revs, and this is a review of the 2010-2011 Ford Fiesta. Starting from the exterior, I have to say these cars look pretty good for a small car. There's lots of interesting angles and sharp lines, and it looks quite stylish for a super mini. So have to hand it to Ford for that. They've done a good job, in how the thing looks, and the chassis is great. This particular car has done only 27,000 miles from new over the course of its 5 years. It's got full service history, but it's developed a serious problem, which is a fault in this 4-speed automatic gearbox, and it's actually quite a common fault on these vehicles. That's why I'm going to tell you not to buy this car in this configuration whatsoever. Before we move on to how it drives, I have to say, in the interior, the driver's side, the steering wheel and the dials all look nice, but the center console is hideous. We've got a glove box there, and not much else storage space. In addition to that console is hideous. In terms of how the car drives, it handles very, very well. It handles very sharply. It's quite responsive. The chassis is really well balanced, and if you're driving, especially on a twisty road, you can have a lot of fun in the Fiestas. Now, I have actually reviewed these cars before. Last time it was I think a 13 or 14 plate Ford Fiesta. It was a 1.6D, which I was driving in Germany, and the engine blew up on the Autobahn. So that was a really bad experience, and to be honest, having had this car in the family has been a really bad experience as well. It used to be owned by a disabled person. It was an ex-Motability vehicle for the first 3 years of its life. It had only done 9,000 miles when we bought it, and now my auntie's had it for 2 years, and it's done 27,000 miles in total. And just take a look at this. You can see I'm at 60 miles per hour cruising. As soon as I even touch my foot on the accelerator, rev count is going mad, and it's not selecting gears properly. I'm not actually able to increase my speed. You can get stuck on that in about around 30 miles per hour as well, and that's a really serious and a really common fault with this gearbox. We were quoted by an independent garage to fix the components £1,500, but that would only give us 6 months guarantee for the work, and something else could go wrong with it again. Now Ford have actually not really taken responsibility for this at all, and when we took it to the Ford dealer, they tried to get us to change the gearbox sump, suggesting that it was leaking, which was not the problem at all. And actually Ford's engineers know that they cocked up with this car. Ford knows there's a problem. There's been lawsuits against them in the States actually over this particular problem in this particular gearbox. So I would say avoid this car in this configuration like the plague. If you do find yourself having to get a Ford Fiesta, get the 1.25 petrol, not the 1.6D, and get it in a manual, not in an automatic transmission. If you're looking at a car, a Fiesta 2010, 2011 in particular, that has this gearbox, just avoid it. Don't take it. If you really need to have an automatic car, look at something else. Look at a VW Group vehicle, or look at a Japanese car. Just don't get this. That's my advice to you. So yeah, comment, rate, subscribe. Redline Revs.